Right, they on both project vehicles. I'm considering this a project now since it's always here. Um, so you could tell I've been welding and grinding down my roll pan. I still gotta bend the bottom in more to get that curve, and I've been tacking it, grinding it down, tacking it, grinding it down with this cheap Amazon welder. Same thing on this side, and I want to get a hammer and kind of bang it in a little bit because I'm trying to get it as flush as possible. This side came out a little bit, so if I had to redo that, then we'd have to cut and redo it. But it's looking pretty good. Honestly, this side came out way better, but I need to take my time with it. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, it is snowing, so I am running out of time today. I gotta cover up the transmission again that I have for this thing. The only thing I did to this thing, other than clean the interior, is remove all the vinyl, bug shield, and other crap that was on it. Started removing the transmission and never finished. I've been working crazy hours, a lot of overtime last 2 weeks, and this truck's been sitting here. And speaking about this truck, I've been working on it. I got a new radio, not new radio, a new bezel gauge cluster thing over here, all that black bezel that goes around the gauges and steering wheel. That's a brand new plastic trim piece. Today I picked up a exhaust hanger. I got my crap everywhere. I got my new turbo sitting there. It's a small little thing. My wife's cousin came over and then he welded up my exhaust. I got a ratchet down there. Gotta get. He welded up my exhaust, and we also redid the give me 1 second. Probably should have opened this up before I started the recording process, but it is what it is. All right, there we go. So everything's a mess. Everything's just thrown everywhere. I literally have my little filter, so nothing goes in my, charge tube. But we redid my, what's it called? Turbo manifold, homemade turbo manifold. He redid it for me because I did a really bad job. I'm not a welder, and I don't ever said I was one. I just tack and grind stuff. A grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't. I cleaned up a lot of the metal, removed a lot of the metal from the core support. I still got to clean these area ups because the charge tube is going this way, and same thing on this side. I cleaned it up. I got to clean up some more. So I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting and grinding on the core support here, on the radiator support here, and then I'm going to have to spray all the bare metal. I also, down here, I cut that metal piece that was hanging out. I've been trying just to clean any sharp edges on this truck. And speaking about sharp edges, I also have a patch panel from Odyssey truck that I use to do the cab corner. I've been patching up my floor here. I have a little die grinder type deal that I could go inside here and clean everything up and keep making patch panels for it. This is a replacement floor panel that I got from Odyssey truck, and I got the rocker and the cab corner. However, I didn't get that piece up there, so I'm making it scrap pieces I have. Then I'm going to have to grind everything down because I don't know how to weld. Look at this gauge cluster. Look how nice it is. The only thing that it didn't came with was obviously these little covers here and there, because I think some trucks come with wood, or like a little gray one. And there's a screw behind here and screw behind there. This is the original knob for the headlights, and then this piece right here is the original one. I put it in and I screwed it on, and now it's nice and tight and secure. It was a 90s Ford, so it does shake a little bit, but it's way better than having a beat up plastic cracked dash, because it was cracked here, it had holes here, and then it was completely broken there. It was missing that air vent. And then on the old dash, I have it downstairs. I'm going to take the air vent that was here, and I'm going to replace one of those broken ones I have over there. So out of the 4 air vents, only one of them will be a little bit messed up, but I can live with that. Floor is getting patched up. Turbo's getting put back in. A lot of the wiring I'm still cleaning up. I'm going to try to take this bracket out, cut it and grind it so it doesn't have extra stuff like this. Make it look pretty, spray paint it black. Don't look back, you know what I'm saying? Also, I need to do the vacuum lines. I'm trying to go through everything, so bear with me. Oh, and one thing I did, I put new spark plugs in this thing, as you can see down there. Brand new spark plugs. I'm going to put a picture of the spark plugs that I got. This was recommended to me when I boosted this truck online, so it sounds like it worked for a lot of people. So it is like the AP71 something. They're energy spark plugs. I'm gonna put it somewhere here or probably in the end of the video or in the description. And they have a, from factory, like straight out the box, they have a smaller gap. I think it was like 30 thousandths. And the factory spark plugs, Motorcraft, that this thing had, the gap was, you know, like a used girl. So I put those spark plugs in, and then, you know, now I gotta put the new turbo in, put my exhaust in, finish the welding, and, you know, put the charge pipe in. Oh, and the intercooler is still in the basement. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna cover this transmission. This truck is obviously still here. The inside is pretty much clean as probably won't get it for now. Outside is still dirty, but it is freezing. You can tell by my hand. My hand's been just dealing with salt and snow and work and hot water. My job requires me to be in and out of the building and dealing with hot and cold water throughout the whole year. So, you know, even though I wear gloves here and there, not all the time, I'm gonna be honest, my hands just get beat up. Like literally, I have cuts and bruises even with a glove on and stuff like that. Even right now working, I took my gloves off and some of the grease just went through it. And I only been out here for like about 15 minutes. But this truck needs a bath outside. It needs to be power washed clean really good. It needs, the bed needs to get, you know, all the junk thrown out and clean. The tags need to go back to my dad and all that jazz. The wheels need to be cleaning even more. The window, I took out the decal, but just one decal over here, I didn't really finish. I just left it as is. And the front wheel needs to be cleaned. But all before that, it really needs the transmission to be installed. And the only reason I haven't been doing it, to tell you the truth, is because I've been working crazy hours, getting home late, and then when I have a day off, I think 3 or 4 days ago was my only day off within like 13 or 14 days that I started working on this thing, because I don't have to be on the floor. I could work from the hood, or I could go inside and work inside the cab, or right now, like I'm doing the roll pan, and I could sit on my welder and weld. I don't have to be on the floor when it's wet. And even though my driveway is kind of wet, I mean kind of dry, you can see it's snowing. It was dry for like a day or two, so I figured, you know, on my one day off, since there was still snow on the floor, I just said, you know what, this could wait a little bit longer. So part 2 is coming up for this. I gotta clean this thing up really good, remove that front license plate, give it back to my dad, put a radio in it, clean it up, put that transmission on it, and then sell it to the next person. And hopefully when income tax season comes, the income tax ballers could come and buy it, you know, for a good price, you know. Probably put some good wheels on it. So yeah, so this truck's coming along. This truck's kind of on pause. A lot of work has been done to this truck, but it's just small little things that I didn't feel like filming. But I just wanted to keep you guys updated. Like I said, the turbo's getting put in, the turbo's there, intercooler's getting put in, everything's getting cleaned up and put back together. And unfortunately, a lot of the stuff is going to take a while because, like I said, I have minimum time and it gets dark out here. And before you say, oh, bring a light out here, blah, 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 it's also cold, and I'm tired of being in the cold 8 hours at work, or sometimes even more, that I had to come home and I just want to relax. So I've been doing the easy stuff like this. And tell you the truth, it looks really good. I really do like the look of a road pan and a a long bed. For some reason, it makes it look shorter. But, you know, I'm going to be finishing up for now. I'm going to let the bare metal rust up a little bit because I'm not going to spray paint any primer on anything because it's freezing. It probably won't stick. And later on, I can with wire well and spray it. I think later on this week it's going to go up to 47 degrees, which is great. I want to get this thing back on the road and running by, I don't know, tomorrow or Saturday, because on Sunday I want to take this and I want to go pick up some tools that I got and I inquired from somebody, and I need a truck. I can't use my car or my wife's cars, so I'm going to need my truck. And even though it looks like everything's apart, literally it's just putting the turbo back together, putting the exhaust back together, and installing the intercooler. I don't have to put the grill on right now, but literally to put the grill on is 4 bolts, 4 screws. So it was pretty easy. Literally a couple charge pipes, a turbo, a grill, exhaust, and I'm on my way. I just got to take this chunk off. I have still here my engine hoist. So right now I'm gonna stop for today. Battery's disconnected. I'm gonna leave it disconnected. This truck hasn't been turned on in a while, and later today or maybe tomorrow I'm gonna take this transmission and put it in the back of that truck just so I could have use of my truck. And also I'm gonna be in the market